Welcome to another exciting episode of Uplifting Interviews with Total Strangers. We've got Morgan here.
Good morning.
Who's a North Carolinian, transplanted to Los Angeles, to Venice.
Yes.
Marina Del Rey, actually. And she's done a number of different things. Makeup, I guess. You didn't take kindly to that.
I did makeup, and then my background before that is in classical voice and theater.
Oh.
So I certainly am a creative. Right now I'm in a transition phase where I'm figuring out what's next for me.
Okay.
I really want to travel, so I sourced getting a travel trailer to live in while I'm here, and we'll be driving that across the country the 7th through the 14th and be living in Van Nuys for the duration of my foreseeable future.
Okay.
Living here in Los Angeles. So I'm moving into like freelance writing and digital assisting, stuff that I can do remotely,
right,
and still
in a quarter mile, use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Fiji Way.
Right. Well, you know, with a simple camera like we're doing here, and this thing's usually acting up. Simple camera, I created what's called the SOS show, where we're giving a camera from Rock Mobile to a veteran. And the veteran creates content, and I give them a free half-hour time slot in a national streaming network, and whatever money they get from sponsorships or from product placement, they keep.
Yeah, I thought about vlogging it just because I am traveling alone.
Yes, exactly.
And that's like important to obviously the issues that you encounter as a single person doing stuff like that.
Right.
And like, okay, I have to change this tire by myself, or I have to figure out and it's a lot.
Typical sponsors for something like that are a gas company, you know, because you need gas all the time.
Yes.
The company that you're getting the RV from. You know, of course, you're going to have to eat every day. So maybe a restaurant chain that you're going to stop in. You know, imagine stopping in at every McDonald's across country. Or, you know, I mean, maybe, you know, I'm a junk food.
I do like junk food. I don't know if my cholesterol would thank you for that, though.
Well, they did a show like that, but I'm just saying, like a Denny's.
Sure.
So
use the left 2 lanes to turn left onto Fiji Way, then turn right onto Lincoln Boulevard.
I don't know if you're hearing
they're in sync now.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if, I mean, that's something to approach, you know.
Sure.
You know, and then of course, my show is called Uplifting Interviews with Total Strangers. I mean, everyone's a total stranger to you as well, you know. So it's just interviewing people along the way.
I get so caught up in the, like, oh my gosh, I'm not prepared enough, and I don't know what equipment, and I don't know how to get a sponsor, and then that's like what paralyzes me from even taking the first step. Is like not approaching it like a learning opportunity and just being like, oh god.
I'm going to give you some advice. That's what
Take the next right onto Lincoln Boulevard.
And life, see, what happens is people put obstacles in front of themselves, and it's because your parents taught you fear. You know,
continue on Lincoln Boulevard for 1.5 miles.
You're going to break your neck if you climb up that tree, right? And so now you've got all these fears, and like right now you're putting obstacles in front of you. I don't know how to do this. You're saying negative things. Well, you just got to go out there and throw the shit against the wall, so to speak. You know, you talk to a company saying, listen, you know, you're a lovely young lady. I'm going to travel across country, and this is what I'm doing, and get them inspired to do it. You know, motivate them to do it.
Yeah. Like get them on my page.
Get them on your page, you know. Show them the benefits, you know. You're going to build an audience, you know. I mean, hopefully.
Well, I mean, the RV industry obviously still caters to retirees, and there's kind of a discrepancy, especially with certain companies, around approaching a younger audience. Where I think there's a huge market with the tiny house movement, and but you know, we want tech specs and we want this, that, and the other thing equipped in and we're willing to pay for it. And I think that conversation isn't even happening on high enough levels in these companies to. You
could also go to Oculus for virtual reality, and they give you free equipment because they're looking for content. Right. That's an idea for you. You could also map out where you're staying and call ahead at each one of those camper places and say, you know, I'm going to be stopping in on this date, and I want to interview the person in charge, and it's only going to be $50 for that interview, and you're going to get national exposure for the rest of your life because you're going to build a website, right? You got to build a website, girl going cross country, or whatever you want to call it, you know, and go for it, you know. Life when you're young, you decided to ride a bike, right?
Yeah.
You fell down, you scraped your knee up, you put a Band-Aid on, you got up and you rode a bike again.
Yep.
That's what you're doing now.
Yep.
And you just gotta
Exactly,
you gotta make a lot of calls. You gotta burn up the phone. You gotta call a lot of people and say, this is what I'm doing, because now you gotta go. Now you gotta inspire people. You gotta get some students maybe that are going to help you do the blogging or the podcast, or because you can actually Facebook it live across country.
Yeah, that's true.
There's all the technologies in the world for this to be successful. But the fact that you already decided to do it, that's the first step.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just, now you have the dream, now you got to do the plan, and then you got to do the action.
Yep.
So, and you've got a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
This is a fabulous idea. Now you just got to do it. Maybe get one other person to go along with you that's more of a techie.
Yeah.
That can hold the camera. Because look at it right now, where's the camera? Who's holding it?
No one.
No one. It's a little
window.
$8 thing on the window. And the cameras are small, and the editing is free. There's free editing software. I'll introduce you to that software. And so basically, if you have someone
In a quarter mile, turn left onto West Manchester Avenue.
it's going to be a lot easier, and it'll be a lot more fun to have someone on that venture. And guess what? The ads are free on Craigslist. You go to gigs, say traveling cross country, producing the X show, whatever you're going to call it. And if you have any ideas, people, call me at 2 p.m. today for the young lady. 714-316-9829. It's my call-in show. 2 p.m. Pacific each day.
Turn left onto West Manchester Avenue.
I want to talk about aliens, but we'll talk about
Another time.
Everything.
I think I saw a sighting recently in North Carolina recently, so if you want to see some activity.
Tell me about it.
Well, I was with my grandparents because I live with them in North Carolina, in the mountains of North Carolina, and we were standing outside just like chit-chatting after dinner, and I'm looking up at the stars. I'm like, wow, the stars are so beautiful, and there are two stars that are legitimately moving towards each other like this, and but they were doing like this thing,
right?
And so, and I've seen activity out there.
Continue for 1.5 miles.
That I was also with two other people, and my grandma and I are like, is that, is that moving? That can't be a plane. There's not a red. Oh, okay. And then we're like, hey, just like, hello. That's definitely not a star. It was really, really cool. And, but they were so tiny. I mean, they looked like little fairy specks, just like, and moving in a way that obviously commercial aircraft doesn't move.
Right.
So we were just kind of like, okay, cool. That was good.
How long did it last?
Oh my gosh. It was one of those where I didn't want to break eye contact either.
Right.
So it was like, felt like 10 to 15 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't super long. And then one went like, pew, and like off, and I was like, yep, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Changes your life, I think, when you see
Oh,
it.
totally. The first time I saw one, it's like that moment where I think if you have ever taken a hallucinogen and you're like seeing what you think you're seeing, but you're like, am I actually seeing what I'm seeing, or is my brain being weird right now?
Right.
Or am I sleep deprived? And then I legitimately am like, that's actually happening. And then having another person with me being like, do you see that? I see that.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, it's otherworldly, I suppose, and magnificent and awe-inspiring in the most horrifying way.
Well, have you watched the series Ancient Aliens?
I haven't. I've watched it now and then.
You have to watch that series, because that'll totally prove to you that they're here.
I will.
They've been here, and then just last night I was watching another show. If you understand infinity, there's civilizations that have come and gone that are billions of years ago.
Sure.
So there's just billions of different life forms.
Yep.
Throughout the universe, and it's amazing. So anyway, if you got some more stories like this young lady, call me 714-316-9829. We're going to talk extraterrestrials. It's always fun. I love it, and I want to hear your story. I want to get more stories on tape, because they're out there. There's 10,000 videos a day get submitted with
That's incredible.
With the video. It's incredible. It's fantastic.
I was going to say, just because when you were talking about the ideas generation, so my Instagram handle is underscore Morganic, like organic. My first name's Morgan, so I was like, that's interesting.
Oh.
Underscore living underscore.
Okay. So he starts with an underscore?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just because like Morganic Living was taken, so
Oh,
I'll
right.
have to talk to that person and be like, hey.
So underscore organic living.
Underscore Morganic. Like
Morganic. Okay.
Morganic underscore living underscore.
Okay.
So that's the brand, I guess, that I'm building with this, because with the tiny house.
So Morganic living goes cross country.
Yeah.
Is what would be the title?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So if you want to sponsor Morgan in her quest to go cross country, discover America, discover her dream or her passions, and life is
With my cat.
with her cat. Well, I always say life is a series of left and right turns.
That's
and
true.
you have to look at every turn you make as the correct one. So she's turning right to go cross country, and that's the exact thing you should do. It's going to be fun. You're going to have a great time, and you're going to create content from it. Every day you're going to have a log, you're going to have a blog, you're going to have a podcast, you're going to have a Facebook post. Certain times during the day, everything you're going to do, and the people will follow you. And a lot of people want to go cross country but can't. And if you want to
either
go
be
with
inspired,
Morgan, and if you're a blogger or if you're a technical person, you want to look for a great adventure. It's what, a 3-month adventure? What do you think?
The first time I'm doing it, it's only going to be a week, so it's not going to be the leisurely walk. But in December, I'm going to take at least a month to do the southbound route.
Right.
Out back to North Carolina. So I'm
In 800 feet, turn right onto 96th Street.
and traveling across.
Gotcha. Well, if you guys want to do it, Morgan's available with their cat.
Turn right onto 96th
Do
Street.
not call.
If you're allergic to
And you
cats,
got-
have Claritin on hand.
And it's underscore Morganic underscore
living
living
underscore.
Lots of underscore.
In 600 feet, turn right onto Vicksburg Avenue.
Morgan, thanks for participating.
Absolutely. It was a joy.
Be fantastic, everybody.
Be fantastic.